مطلقة
بفخر 3 مرات
3 مرات مطلقة
على راس السطح، وبالمتعة ما بعرف قد العدد. شو بدي كذب؟
انت عم تلجأ لزواج المتعة ليه؟
سكس، هون خلصت. هي
كم عقد متعة عاملة؟
ما بعرف الرقم.
أطول زواج متعة قد ايه استمر؟
جمعة.
أقصر زواج متعة قد ايه؟
نص ساعة.
مكان اللقاء وين؟
بالسيارة.
بالسيارة؟ لهاللقاء نص ساعة بالسيارة قديش كان المبلغ اللي اتفقتوا عليه؟
100,000.
كيف عرفتي انه خلصت نص ساعة؟
طلعت بالساعة لنقول هلا 2 ونص بيخلص الوقت. ممنوع يبقى ايد قرنة. خلصت.
كيف نص ساعة؟
قضاء حاجة. خلصت.
تتجوزوا نص ساعة ألارم، نص ساعة خلصنا قضاء
باي
حاجة.
ليش بدي مرمتني كل العمر؟ وباي باي.
وشو؟
غيرك احسن.
شو؟
باي اللي بعده. ليش مستغرب؟ مش بس انا، كل الدنيا هيك.
أي أساليب إغراء ممكن تعمليها إذا عجبك رجل؟
بس بطلع فيه.
وإذا ما مش الحال؟
اخر هم ملايين.
ممكن مرأة تقدم جسدها لرجل ما بتحبه؟
So maybe in her world, they do this all the time, but you guys can see.
No, in the Muslim world, they
in
do
the
this all
Muslim,
the
in
time.
her world,
And we're gonna have a look at the, because he's, notice he doesn't say it's haram.
No, of course not.
He just asks why.
So her shortest Mutah contract was for a half hour. The longest one was for a week. So let's watch it one more time, because it kind of threw
and
us
she's
off.
like laughing. Thinks
She says everyone does it. Everyone does that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like why? Okay, yeah, let's watch.
Yeah, she's like, why are you surprised?
بفخر 3 مرات
3 مرات مطلقة
على راس السطح، وبالمتعة ما بعرف قد العدد. شو بدي كذب؟
انت عم تلجأ لزواج المتعة ليه؟
سكس، هون خلصت. هي
كم عقد متعة عاملة؟
ما بعرف الرقم.
أطول زواج متعة قد ايه استمر؟
جمعة.
أقصر زواج متعة قد ايه؟
نص ساعة.
مكان اللقاء وين؟
بالسيارة.
بالسيارة؟ لهاللقاء نص ساعة بالسيارة قديش كان المبلغ اللي اتفقتوا عليه؟
100,000.
كيف عرفتي انه خلصت نص ساعة؟
طلعت بالساعة لنقول هلا 2 ونص بيخلص الوقت. ممنوع يبقى ايد قرنة. خلصت.
كيف نص ساعة؟
قضاء حاجة. خلصت.
تتجوزوا نص ساعة ألارم، نص ساعة خلصنا قضاء
باي
حاجة.
ليش بدي مرمتني كل العمر؟ وباي
وشو؟
غيرك احسن.
شو؟
باي اللي بعده. ليش مستغرب؟ مش بس انا، كل الدنيا هيك.
أي أساليب إغراء ممكن تعمليها إذا عجبك رجل؟
بس بطلع فيه.
وإذا ما مش الحال؟
اخر هم ملايين.
ممكن مرأة تقدم جسدها لرجل ما بتحبه؟
إذا وصلت لوقت بدها تطعمي ولادها
Any questions?
Wow, that's crazy. That is so crazy. So she's been divorced 3 times, and she's had Mutah countless times. And you know, when he asks, so he says to her, like, you know, what's the shortest time you've done this Mutah before? She says a half hour, and he says, okay, well, where was it? Like, where did you guys meet and everything? You go in the car, and then he asks her the price, and it just says 100,000. In Lebanese pounds, 100,000, it's like $7 US. It's like 5 British pounds. So you
It's not a lot.
So it's like, it's like pocket change. So that's just
but she says
crazy.
she doesn't know the number.
She doesn't know the number. It's
hundreds of
countless.
times. So notice, guys, that she was divorced 3 times. So she had I don't know if normal is the word, something like normal marriage. 3 times.
Not even one burger. Yeah, you can't even get something at McDonald's for that.
Yeah, she's been divorced 3 times, and then she says later, why should he trouble me for life?
Yeah, why should I be married for life?
So it shows you the kind of Muslim marriages that makes a woman just say, okay, I'll just use him for physical, and then
Chick-fil-A costs more than her.
gives me money, and then the rest I can just go next and next and next. Like, she dehumanized the man because she's been through hell 3 times.
Exactly.
Okay, So now she has to feed her children. Did you notice? Because women don't work in the Middle East as a rule, not all of
Well,
them.
this is her job. This is what she does.
And she needs to feed her children. So how is she
Yeah.
going to feed her children? They need Chick-fil-A every day, don't they?
I mean,
She
a
needs
half
food.
hour, the half hour she can't even buy like a. Anyway, what about Idda for Mutah? Yeah,
3 months,
yeah.
I think.
So she has to wait through. So that was a pretty. I mean, look, from like just a business perspective,
Yeah.
you know, doing a half hour for like $7 or like £5 or something like that. That, and then you have to wait 3 months. I mean, honestly, like that's like not, if she's doing this for a living, I mean, that doesn't seem like good business. But may God have mercy on her. This is very, very sad. You see that why she says she does it. She does it for just that, keep her family, like feed them, to feed her children, and also so she can for enjoyment. And literally, that's what mut'a means. It means enjoyment. So
Yeah.
it's like so she literally does it for that reason. It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Honestly, really, it's like this is funny, but it's also really sad because it just gives you a glimpse into, you know, this part of the Arab world where this is a reality.
Yeah.
She says, like, she's saying, look, why are you making a big deal about this? Everyone does this. So she's talking about like all their Shia and, like, you know, in Lebanon and Syria, all the Shia, like, yeah, this is normal. This is what we do. This is what they do.
And notice she's got full hijab on.
Yeah.
Because guys, this hijab, this cloth that they have around their neck and hair, it means nothing.
Yeah.
She could be, I'm sorry to say the word, the P word,
prostitute.
yeah, and still wear hijab. People who say hijab is about modesty.
I'm sorry.
She's wearing
These
hijab.
comments are just hilarious. Sorry.
She's wearing hijab right now. And Muslims who say, no, not all of us, we don't do it. Let me show you the Quran, guys. Let me show you the Quran. Sorry, go on, bro.
I'm sorry. You're bringing a serious point, but I read the comments, and when we say Chick-fil-A, Masih,
I love Chick-fil-A.
Masih said, "You mean Chick-falafel?"
Chick-falafel in the car for half an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with chicken grease. I don't think she's waiting 3 months.
No, I don't
I
think
think she's
so.
like doing it like back to back.
Yeah, but technically, I think she probably is above the age for conceiving children, from what I can see.
It's like sick, and it's like one of those things where you don't know whether to laugh or to cry.
Yeah.
And when you first see it, it's like you think, okay, that's like crazy, and then you might think like, okay, that's hilarious, it's funny, but then you start thinking about it more and more, and you're like,
really
this
sad.
is really her life.
Yeah.
Like, this is really what she does, and it's actually tragic. Like,
she says everybody else does it. So how many women are doing it on the down low? If now there's enough of them to be on TV saying, yeah, I do it.
Yeah. Back to
back. So this is Surah 4 verse 24. Whatever you enjoy from them, give them their due compensation.
Yes.
So they've put marriage in parentheses, in brackets. It doesn't say marriage in the text. It just says whatever you enjoy.
Bihi. Yeah. So it's
فَمَسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ.
Yeah. So
it means of it. So
it.
So what is it?
We all know what the it is.
We all know what it is.
It
so
is,
whatever of it you enjoy, well, it says you benefit, but actually it's you enjoy, as it says here.
Yeah.
Give them their compensation. So what does that sound like?
The Quran says.
The Quran says, give them money for whatever you enjoy. So even in a marriage that lasts a lifetime, and some Muslims do marry for a lifetime,
yes,
he still has to pay her, guys, for the it. It's for the it, right? And if you want something more, I'll show you. Muhammad actually said you can do mutah for like 3 days, 4 days.
Actually, the stream that I just did, the last stream that we did, I was talking about how Muhammad said you just give like a garment.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one here. Yeah.
Yes, it's Sahih Bukhari 5116. I heard Ibn Abbas giving a verdict when he was asked about the mut'ah with the women. He permitted it. Yep. So people say, oh, this is Ibn Abbas. We want Muhammad. We want Muhammad to say it. Where do you think Ibn Abbas has got it from?
Exactly.
Muhammad. So let me put Muhammad on there. Let's have a look here. What's the chapter name?
Oh boy.
Allah's Messenger prohibited nikah al-mut'ah lately. We were in the army. Allah's Messenger came to us and said, you have been allowed to do mut'ah marriage, so do it.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, some Muslims will say he prohibited it later.
This is one
Does
of
it
those
matter?
yeah, it's one of those things where it's
Does it
like
matter?
yeah, it's one of those things where the Quran allows it, and then it was prohibited, then Omar, and then all like there's like I think like Christian Prince, maybe it was Christian Prince or someone else. They show like 3 different times where it was abrogated or made unlawful or lawful. Like it's one of those. It was one of those things where they would keep allowing it and disallowing it, allowing it, disallowing it.
Yeah.
And to the point where the Shia, they still practice it, and then the Sunnis they don't, but they have something very similar called Masiyar, which is very similar.
Yeah, as you can see, because of that, people were asking Ibn Abbas about it, and he permitted it. But he said, look, do it when it's very bad and it's very badly needed and women are scarce. So if you can't find a woman to say yes to you for a long time, find one that says yes to you for a short time, basically. And Ibn Abbas said yes. That's why it's still happening today. If it was prohibited forever, it wouldn't still be happening today. But even if we be very charitable to Muslims and say, okay, maybe it was for a short time and then off again, that means your God was unholy for that short time. Muslims, God does not change his holiness. He's not holy one day, says, stay with your wife, and then the next day he'd be like, you know what, your circumstances are really bad lately, can't find any women, you know what, I'm going to let you prostitute yourselves for a bit. God doesn't change his standards according to human circumstance, whether the women are scarce or not. This women are scarce business. Sorry.
Your question there.
This one?
Yeah.
If a woman becomes pregnant from Mutah, then what? Then she has the baby.
But who's like responsible?
The man.
Is the man responsible?
Yeah.
And so, do they stay married or do they?
No.
Mutah marriage is a marriage with an expiration date. That means in the actual contract, it says 3 days or 1 day or a week or whatever. There's an expiry date. They can then change it to a more traditional, I would say, marriage in which there is no expiration date, but it has to be a new contract. I know it's sick. It's all about contracts. It's like you have to be a lawyer. But yes, if she gets pregnant, she gets pregnant. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't doesn't factor it. The only thing that is important here in this hadith is whether the men are satisfied or not. If they can't find a woman, like it says, women are scarce, then go for it. It doesn't actually say, oh, but wait, she can get pregnant and all that. It doesn't give all these different outcomes. It just says do it.
Yes.
Okay, so
there's just one more hadith here that I wanted to share.
Okay.
And it's about we're gonna show it on the screen in just a second. So it's about Muhammad saying that you can basically marry a woman by just giving her a garment to this temporary marriage by giving her a garment. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna put it on the screen in just a second.
Okay.
And you guys will see it in just 1 second. We're just pulling it up right here.
Yep. Okay, so let's see what Joy
it's based off of chapter 5 verse 87, and here it is.
Ibn Mas'ud said, we were on an expedition along with God's messenger and had no women with us. We asked whether we should not have ourselves castrated, but he forbade us to do that.
Yeah, you know what I contrasted that with was when Jesus said that some people, they are made eunuchs for the kingdom of God, and so he didn't forbid it, but Muhammad actually did forbid it. So that again is another contrast between Jesus and Muhammad, which is like night and day. But it's just like one of the multiple other differences that you have in Christianity versus Islam. But
then he granted us license to contract temporary marriages.
Yes.
And one would marry a woman giving a garment as a dower up to a fixed date.
So in other words, you can like that lady who's basically sleeping with a guy for less money than Chick-fil-A burgers. Like a garment, like you can literally, it's literally Islamic.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever, like Muslims can say whatever they want. Oh no, that's just her. This is lady, and even though she said everyone does it, well, maybe they're wrong. Well, guess what? No, this is what it says in Islam. This is Islamic practice. It is,
Yeah, and then he recited, "You who believe, do not make unlawful the good thing which God has made lawful for you." So you can tell that Muslims didn't like it. And then Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was like, no, don't make unlawful what God has made lawful. And he has made temporary marriages lawful. Temporary marriages. So you can see here that Muhammad, their God is like a slave to the human desires. It's like when they said to him, should we castrate ourselves? He didn't give them spiritual power to overcome lust. He said, okay, let me make a concession because their God, their Allah is subject to their desires, not the other way around. They should be subject to Allah. But no, Allah is subject to them and their desires. And so he allows these temporary marriages because they had no women with them. And so any woman passing by that they could see, they knew that they wouldn't be on this expedition for long.
right.
So they did a marriage to a fixed date.
Yes.
Until they leave. Okay, there's just one thing I want to make a point about Muslims who say, no, not my mom, not my sister, not my family. And I say this with love because I have family who are Muslim. Yes, all of them. And I'll show the evidence. Anyone from your family who's married under this horrible religion called Islam is given money. And that money is for the physical. It's not for her company. And it's not for anything. It's not for what she gives in terms of value or being a mom or anything. It is for physical. And this is the evidence on the screen. If there happens to be divorce, if the marriage is consummated, the wife is entitled to the full amount of money. If they didn't consummate, the money is payable to the husband. She gives it back. So let me ask you this. What is this money for? If it's consummated, she gets the money. If the marriage is not consummated, she returns the money. What is the money for?
Exactly.
Is it for her great company? Let's say they were married a week and she didn't consummate. They didn't consummate. Is it for her great company? Is it for her linguistic skills? Is it for her spiritual gifts? Is it for her family? Creativity?
Right.
It's all about consummation. She consummate, you get the money. You don't consummate, you don't get the money. This is about for every Muslim marriage, guys. This is family solicitors. I think they're Muslims talking about who gets what on divorce. And it's all about the physical. I'm sorry. And every single Muslim marriage has to have dowry to the woman given for the consummation. She doesn't do it. It's the full money is payable back to the husband. And if you actually read the small print, they go into like, okay, shall we keep half of? Does she keep half of it if she does certain things? And I'm not going to go anymore. Let's say not full consummation has happened. Does she keep half of it or some of it? But other things have happened. If you catch my drift. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that it went that, down a dark route.
Yeah. Yeah, those last couple of videos were really sad.
Yeah, they are really sad. When you go down the rabbit hole with Muslim Islamic reels on Instagram, you always end up in a dark hole and feeling sad. And it's funny for a bit, but then you feel sad.